What's up, everybody? Alex himself here, and welcome to another fantastic live. I'm happy to have you here and excited about yet another live show with you. So it's at the end of January, time flies. It's almost the first month of 2020 is over, and but let's not that slow us down of having a fantastic year so far. Excellent. And with the Sauna Boss hat as always, and in Finland, we had a pretty interesting blizzard last night. So we had like 30 centimeters snow, and it was snow pretty much everywhere. And it was almost difficult to get around because the snow blowers weren't deployed until like in the morning, like at around 9 or 10. But we're getting there slowly a little bit. We have some people also in the chat. Let me know where you're joining today's show, like the city and country. I'm here in Espoo, Finland, as usual. Let's see who we have here. We have Elton, one of our members here. Tina is also here. Joe Kuis hurisee. Kiitos hyvin hurisee. Mites sulla? Let's see. We have also Nora here. We have Jacine, Ankur, CCNA, Masters. Vicky is also here. And Alexi fan. It's cool that there's Alexi fans, like literal fans, according to names over there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Justin is from Helsinki. Roshan from Sri Lanka. That's fantastic. Netherlands. Hello from Slovenia, my friend. I've been on Tuska Festival. Tuska Festival. It's like this heavy music festival in Finland, annual. I thought Finns are used to that kind of weather. Yes, that is correct, but we had pretty much not. We didn't have that much snow, but then in one night there was such a big amount of snow, so that was kind of the interesting stuff. Greg also here in Sörnäinen, good stuff. I used to live in Sörnäinen as well. South Africa also represented. Emma is from UK. Love from Romania as well. We have quite a few Romanian fantastics. That's great. And also Belgian. That's cool. That's cool. Like people around the world. Leppävaara, I think this might be Leppävaara. I think this is Leppävaara, so that's good stuff. Great. So as usual, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, wishes, you want me to look into, use the form in the description. I think I can put the banner rolling in. Yes, and there's some other, but my personal promotions also says. So if you want to start to learn Finnish, there's like a quick start guide as well. And if you're moving to Finland soon, there's this like a replay of my webinar I had last year, and there's lots of valuable stuff. If you're moving in the near future, make sure to check into that one. But okay. So let's check out the first question of tonight. Just a second. Okay, the first question is from Jacine. He's from Morocco, and he's already living in Finland for working. That's great. And Finland has been his dream ever since he was a kid. That's amazing. And the question is, best method to bring my fiance to Finland. Which one is faster, girlfriend or wife? Is it related to my job and my earning? Okay, so this is about immigration. And I say, let's go find out. What do you think? Let's go check it out. So I need to open this is a question about immigration. So we need to go to immigration service, which is Migri. Let me just share my screen to you guys. Just a second. Let's share screen, Chrome tab, and this one. Okay, let's see if you guys are seeing. Now you should be able to see it. Which one is easiest, I think, or does it really matter? I think this is good. Okay, and this is in Finnish, so let's turn it into English, and maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. So the question is whether your fiance should be a girlfriend or a wife. Okay, so there is definitely clear difference. So this is on Migri website. Let me just share this to the chat. by the way, in case you're wondering. Okay, so let's see where was the thing. Okay, the first are these general requirements. You have a passport, no prescribed prohibition entry. This is like a basic stuff, not really nothing super important. But the first question was about the income and stuff, and it says here that you cannot secure your means of support with benefits paid by society or with the income of and savings of your partner who lives in Finland. So if your fiance was to come here as a girlfriend, she would have her own finances and savings to meet the income requirement. Okay, so that's definitely one downside. Then there's the right of work. There is some limitations. As you can see, it's not it's restricted, and these let's not translate it. So all these type of jobs are doable. And then secondly, let's see, application specific stuff. Okay, so this one is also a little bit troublesome. You need some sort of statement or proof to about your established relationship. So it's a rental agreement or an extract from a register of occupants. So that means that you have been living like under the same roof for a while. So you would have to show some proof for that. To be honest, I don't know what kind of stuff it could be. Well, like a rental agreement, I guess, because it's mentioned here, and so on. So to be honest, seems a little bit complicated. But okay, what about the wife then? Let's scroll a little bit down, up. Spouse in Finland with a residence permit. Let's click that. So that was the option number one. Then we have the option number two. So as a spouse, let's see. Okay, so income requirement, you cannot secure your means by support with the benefits. Okay, this is pretty much like the same with the girlfriend. So you cannot rely on the social security of Finland. But here's the thing, your means of support may, for example, be secured by the income from employment or business activities of a sponsor living in Finland. So unlike in the girlfriend case, if your girlfriend or like your partner is your wife, then she can rely on your income. So it seems you mentioned that you're already working, so it seems that this will work. This will work without work. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But the thing is that your income is most likely enough for the income requirement. Okay, if we click this, let's look at more in details about the. So if you scroll down, you can see what are the approximations. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit more, you can see it's a little bit easier to read. So for one adult, it's around 1,000 euro a year. 1,000 euro a month, and another adult living in the same household, 700 euros. So you would have to have at least 1,700 euros if it's you and your wife with this table. And if we go back, right of work, unrestricted right to work. So that's another benefit of being a wife in this case. And there was something else. And another pro is that you can fill the application electronically. With the other case, you couldn't. So to conclude, it seems it's easier to come to Finland as a wife or like a spouse, basically. But don't take this is just my advice, based on what I just read from Migri. So that's what I think. What do you guys think? Any other comments here? Alex, my favorite Nigerian YouTuber. Okay, this is like some inside joke. It started last year. My girlfriend Johanna wants to know why your room is so dark. That is because I'm using this light. I can put it a little bit brighter if it looks so bright, because I'm using this like a separate light that's in front of me here, and it was kind of dark, but now it's a little bit brighter. Maybe that's better. Yes, okay, but that's what I would say. It's a little bit a long answer, but always, if you want to find out this immigration related stuff, Migri has pretty good information for each specific case. Okay, hopefully that helped. Okay, let's go back to the forms and let's look at more questions. JD Forgetting from Canada, good stuff. I think that was related to the state by an Helsinki official that if English was recognized an official, okay, this was about the, like the mayor of Helsinki said that, okay, let's make English the official language. That's as an idea. So I think this comment was related to that. By the way, hello, moi Hesso, by the way. Great. Okay, hopefully that helped. Let's move to the next question. That is from Ansh Kumar Jha. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. He's from India and moving to Finland within a year for studies. That is amazing. Finland is my first choice for study because it's very good education system and I love Finnish weather. Awesome. And the question is, I found that finding part-time jobs in Finland is very hard, read on the internet, even for Finnish. Is it true? And how's the situation of odd part-time jobs and how's the demand of IT sector, especially cybersecurity? How long it will take to find a part-time job as international students with A2 level Finnish? Okay, so this is about job-related stuff. Okay, I'm gonna show you one resource or where you can get some expert opinions. Just a second, road to Finnish part-time jobs. I'm gonna share my screen again, just a uno momento. Oops. Yeah, it's actually being shared still, just a moment. So if we go back here, oops. So Oliver from Road to Finnish has made this video, how to find part-time jobs for international students in Finland, 15 tips. I recommend you check out this channel because Oliver knows what he's talking about. He has an entire channel dedicated for studying and working in Finland. Go watch that video. So the YouTube channel is called Road to Finnish. If I just, is it too small for you? Do I need to zoom in? So Road to Finnish. He makes great content and I can recommend 100% Oliver's content about that. Let's see. And just also my 2 cents. It is quite challenging to find a part-time job, but not impossible. But what is also important that you should try to land a summer job. So between the semesters in the summer, that is a great time to get some hands-on work experience. I strongly recommend to go for those. But Oliver knows more about this topic, so go watch that video. I'm sure you will get some valuable tips from there. Great. Let's look at the comment section. Eva is also here. Moi, Alexi. Good to see you too. Carlos is also here. And Yasin is also, who can I contact to ask specific question about it because Mitri cannot be reached by phone? Well, email maybe, and they have this chat bot. But yeah, Migri is always the correct place to ask because they run the stuff and they know how things work. And I know Migri has a huge backlog. They're so congested with everything. It's kind of pain in the rear, but we just have to go what we have. Great. Good stuff, guys. Let's take the next question from the forums. Next question is from Parsa from Iran. I think Parsa asked the question last time. And Parsa in Finnish means asparagus, like the vegetable. Just a fun fact. And he's moving to Finland within 3 years for working and the best and happiest country across the world. Amazing. And the question is, do Finnish girls make friends with foreign guys? I don't see why not. So, in my opinion, guys and girls in general can be friends. I have also some female friends. And I don't see why not. I mean, if you just find people you click with, you share the same values, you get along well with, I don't see why not. What do you think? can girls and guys be friends in general? Let me know in the chat. I would like to hear what you think, but I don't see why not. I guess it's just to find the right people is more like the challenge here. But in my opinion, yes. Okay, Elton says, I have a Finnish female friend. Okay, so that's some proof that it works. Good stuff. As a foreigner, I have Finnish friends of each gender. Okay, Joe is also confirming that this, well, I wouldn't say myth, maybe question is confirmed. Good stuff. And Ansja says, thanks for replying my questions. Meet you soon in Finland. Good stuff. Excellent. Excellent. It's a little bit hot in here for a reason or another. Just gonna, maybe I need to open the window in a moment. Great. But yes, to answer the question, I think it is definitely possible. Let's take a next question from Vladimir from Czech Republic. Awesome. Moving to Finland within 3 years and for studying, most likely, and peculiar language and mythology. Wow, those are some great interests. And the question is, which significant Finnish writers could you recommend to familiarize with, except Elias Lönnrot, and what works written in Finnish could you suggest for initial language acquisitions? Okay. Significant writers. Unfortunately, this is a field where I'm not really good at. Although, which significant writers could you recommend to familiarize with? So maybe this is a question about famous Finnish writers. Let me see what I could suggest. Mika Valtari is one of the famous dudes. I can write it in the chat just a second. Mika Valtari, at least. He's a famous one. Hold on, what else do we have? Let's see. Okay, Väinö Linna is one famous one as well. What works written in Finnish could choose for initial? Well, so if you're just starting to learn the language, start with something simple. So not very complicated. I think any type of content is okay. Something you could find the internet. So yeah, I don't think there's anything specific. Just start to do something. So sometimes what I have also when I've been, for example, when I was learning Japanese, I was spending a lot of time like, what is the best way to learn Japanese? But then I just realized, okay, I'll just start with something and I just learn on the go. Yes, hopefully that helps a little bit. Are many atheists in Finland? Well, I don't know the exact numbers, but Finland is not a very religious country, and Finns don't really talk about religion openly. It's kind of like a very personal thing. And I don't know the exact numbers. I guess we could just find some stats by Googling. But there are definitely atheists, and I think Finnish people don't really, or they are Finns who don't really care about religion. That's just what I believe. Ankur asks how to save tax here. In India, we can save some tax by investing in some government-backed funds, some banking instruments, etc. Well, my advice is to get familiar with the tax deductions. So there are a number of tax deductions. Actually, let's find out again, shall we? Vero tax deductions. Let me just Google it. Okay, there we go. Let's share my screen again. So Vero.fi. Vero is the Finnish tax administration. By the way, can you guys read this? I think you can, or maybe just let me know. So there is an entire page in English by the official tax administration on tax deductions. And here's the thing: by studying and learning this will be one of the best investments, because when you learn and study this once, you can apply this every year and save some big penny. Obviously, it depends like how much you're working and what kind of stuff you're doing. But these are things that everyone who are living in Finland can apply. So there is, for example, tax credits for household expenses, travel expenses, expenses for the production of income. If you click this, you can read more. Deduction for second home for work. Okay, some of these are kind of special cases: forestry workers, income spreading, donation deduction, these kind of things. But here's the thing: if you just go here, you can read a lot more of this. Let's see if there's any I could pick for you right now. Okay, here's the thing: if you join members like labor union, työntekijäliitto. So these organizations that negotiate good labor agreement contracts with the employers, and they will help you in case you have some trouble with at work. And these are completely tax refundable or deductible. So, for example, I'm a member of Tech at the moment. It costs like 350 euros a year, but it's completely tax deductible. And I strongly recommend, especially if you're a foreign worker in Finland, to get or familiarize yourself with these labor unions, because they can help you a lot. Let's see, interest expense. Okay, so and if you have, for example, a mortgage in Finland, you can deduct 5% of your home loan interest, because okay, we, for example, bought a home 3 months ago, 4 months ago. We can deduct 5% of the home interest. And the good news is that many of these deductions are pre-completed for you. So the tax administration will make it automatically, and then you just need to check. Not all of them, but most of them. And let me give another example. If I buy a book about investing, like let's say Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki, it costs 30 euros, and I can deduct the cost of that book in my capital gains, because that book will increase my knowledge to make more capital gains. But yeah, let me just put this link into the chat. And Joe mentions unions also give you discounts on products and services. Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot to mention that they have some really good deals, ranging from insurances to, let's see what do they have. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can find on their website. And Joe also mentions if you put in time to research, you can save significant amount of money on tax. Yes, exactly. And luckily, Vero has some good information on this on these things. And Ronnie is also here in the chat. Moi Ronnie. And he says travel to and from work with the car is often deductible in tax. Yeah, there's some specific information on the from Vero how these are deducted. But yes, just go take yourself like one evening or 2 evenings and read these pages and study these pages, and you can learn a lot, which can save you a big penny in the future. Great. Let's go back here. Let's take a quick question. Hey Alex, do you know the process of buying a house a first timer with BSP konto? That's ASP konto. Any details? Did you buy a house with that agreement? Okay, so we could take this quickly, because I think this is important to know, because I don't think this is very well advertised for foreigners. I think we had this last time, but let's see. ASP Nordea. I think no. ASP. Let's see. I'm just opening another resource here on the website. Oopsies. This is in Finnish. Okay. Wrong website again. Okay. So if you plan to buy a home in Finland in the future, let's say between 2 to 5 years, I recommend to look into something called ASP account. So this is like the special type of savings account geared towards the first time home owners in Finland. And let me just zoom in. I think it's quite small. So you can open the account if you're maximum 39 years old, and you need to save at least for at least 8 calendar quarters or about 2 years, and you need to deposit 150 to 3,000 euros per quarter, and you also need to save 10% of the purchase price, and I think it's the deadless price of the home. And there's a number of benefits. For example, you get 1% tax-free deposit on the interest that you or the capital you save there, plus a 4% bonus interest when you buy the home, and that is tax-free. And because currently the interests are super low, you get zero interest if you just keep your money on the bank account. But 1% tax-free, it's safe. It's guaranteed 1%. And then you can get this ASP loan. So this ASP loan has more like a few benefits. Let me see if you can just quickly. Oh, here's the great graph. So you can open the ASP account here. Then this 8 quarters, you can save 150 to 3,000 euros. And deposits must be made during at least 8 quarters of a year. So minimum saving period is 2 years. So that's good to keep in mind. If you plan to buy a home within a year, then don't open an ASP account because it's not going to benefit from you. And the bank will grant ASP loan eventually. And 25 years is the maximum loan term. And there's some examples here, by the way. I'm going to link this also in the chat. So there's some good examples. Liz and John's 3-room apartment. Liz, 24 years, and John, 31, begin to ASP saving together, aiming to buy 200,000 euro 3-room apartment in row house in Oulu. And Liz and John must buy both 50% and save 10% of the share of the price, which is to 20,000 euro. Then they will need a loan for 18,000 euro. And yeah, so and there are good explanations here. And where was the loan benefits? Let me see is it this one? And there's about the collateral and stuff. And there are these maximum amounts you can get for the okay, there's a typo. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time here, but this is good stuff. And we also use this ASP scheme to buy. And I strongly recommend. And how you can get started? Just get in touch with your bank and tell that you are a first-time buyer and you would like to open an ASP account. Great. Hopefully that helps. Well, there we go. Okay, let's go to the form next. So remember, if you have questions and you want me to check into them, use the form in the descriptions because I will go through those one by one. Let's take the next one from, did we answer? Okay, next one is from Ankur from India, already living in Finland, working, and I'm here for project assignment from my employer, having a client here. Amazing. Question is how much time it takes to give international DVV confirmation for dependents? It's still been almost 8 weeks and still no response. Okay, again, let's go find out. So when you move to Finland, you need to register your residency and your address at an organization called DVV. And that is Digi- ja Väestötietovirasto. So that is what's it in English again? Digital and Populations Data Services Agency. Wow, that's a mouthful. And when you go there, you just fill out a few forms. And the problem is that they have also quite a bit of backlog. And what was the question? Dependence. So let's check this out. Registration of foreign students takes 2 weeks. That's great because it used to take 8 weeks. Registration of foreign workers 7 days. Okay, that's good. And registration of foreigners, also family relationships, 10 weeks. That's a long wait, unfortunately. But yeah, so on DVV's website, you can find this information. And dependent, I guess this means family relationship. So it takes around 10 weeks. That is bizarre, to be honest. And a fun fact, this DVV is actually not that old. It was formed in like a few years ago. And there was like this, each city had like this local organization, but now they were kind of combined into one big one, and it didn't go as planned. So now it's taken quite a while. Yes, but here you can find the answer on DVV's website. And Joe also has some insights. When you reach 10% from maximum ASPA loan, does it make sense to keep putting money into ASPA account or put it into separate savings account? Okay, this is a good question. I mean, if you... Okay, so in many cases, you will get the added interest for the whole sum, but I know some banks that only give the extra interest, the 4%, only for the 10% of the buying price. But here's the thing, because the 4% is tax-free and guaranteed, so it's a good option. But if you know some other good options for money, maybe it's putting it index funds or stocks, whatever, then it may also make sense to put it there. It's difficult to say like a silver bullet answer, but the good news is that the ASP profit is guaranteed and it's tax-free. So in that sense, it's good. And Greg is also here. What are good ways to save money while living in Finland? I think I'm gonna make an updated video on this in the near future. Okay, one good way which you can do immediately is if you... Okay, I need to brain reset. Make your own food. So don't go out for lunches and dinners because they will rack up costs quite quickly. And also don't use Volt. So Volt is like this Finnish DoorDash. Actually, DoorDash bought Volt some time ago. So make your own foods because you can easily save hundreds of euros with that. You can also use an app called Rescue Club, where you can buy surplus food from restaurants with minus 50% discount. That is a great app, by the way. I think there's like a link in the description of that. Then also it's good to shop around your utilities every once in a while, your electricity, home insurance, phone plans, internet plans. If that, you don't really have to do it everyone like all the time, maybe once a year or once per 2 years. Oh, okay. I think I'm back. Something went out. What tips do you have for saving money? But I think the food is definitely a good one. And also, I mean, this is not something you can do right away, but with rental. So if you have a choice to live a little bit further away from the center and save, let's say, 200 euros per month for rental, then that is definitely one significant way. But that's a good idea. Maybe I should do an updated video because Finland is kind of expensive country with the high tax rates. So if you know how to save money, that can be a big benefit for you. Elton says, we have saying, pay yourself first, put a portion of savings toward retirement. Yes, that's a good philosophy. So because if you put the money at the end of the month, then you maybe most likely have already spent the money back then. Shockmasters, is it generally more difficult to buy property in Finland if you're over 40? No, the age doesn't really matter, except there is a few first-time buyer benefits if you're under 40, which is kind of dumb, to be honest. I mean, why it's capped to 40? But what is more important is that you have steady income, a steady and reliable income. That is the number one criteria. And if you're outside of the EU, you also need to have a A permit, like a permit A type, because the banks want to make sure that you don't get kicked out from Finland. That's what I've heard. Ingrid asks, do teachers in Finland need to have PhD? No, a master's degree is enough. Cool. Good questions. Hopefully my answers are helping your situation or your question. Next question is from Arjun from India. We have lots of Indians here today. That's great. And he's already living in Finland for working, and living and happy people are the sparks of Finnish. And questions, what are the Kela benefits for single income earner in the family with 2 kids? I think at least child allowance is one. So lapsilisä in Finnish. So child allowance is definitely what you can get. Okay, let's find out again. Let's find again. Okay, Kela parental allowance. I think this might be the one. Let's see. Just a second. Families. Okay, let me share my screen. Where are we? Okay, so this is Kela. Kela is the social security organization in Finland, and they have, again, pretty good information in English available. And they have a quick guide. See the quick guide for families with children. Expecting a child is 3 months, child is 9 months, child is 2 years old, okay. So here is pretty good explanation. I think I'm not going to go too much into details because I don't have kids of my own, so I cannot really give personal experience. But again, Kela has some pretty good information here for each step of the process. I'm going to link this also in the chat. Yes, so hopefully that helps. I'm kind of giving like a quick answers here, but again, always if you want to find the official, up-to-date, latest info, it's always good to go to the official organizations directly and find it there. Cool. Thanks for answering. I'm going to saving up for a deposit for a few years. Awesome. In my opinion, I think it's if you plan to live in Finland long term, buying a home is a good choice. That's just my personal opinion. No financial advice, by the way, but I think it will be worth it. Mosher asks, can a student invest his money in Finland if he has some extra money and he is not a Finn? Yes, why not? Absolutely, I don't think there's any problems. You can do with your money whatever you want. So answer is yes. A follow-up question for the teaching. I want to teach in Finland. Do I need to get my master's degree in Finland or in my home country? I think it depends what you will be teaching. My hunch is, I would say no. Or, I mean, you don't need to get the degree in Finland necessarily. Great. Let's take a next question from the forums. Vicky from Greece. Vicky is also one of our regular fantastics. And the question, okay, so she's moving to Finland within 3 years, most likely for working and good quality of life. Good stuff. And the question is, how much does it cost to own a car in Finland? This is a good question. We actually have a car, or it's actually my girlfriend's car, but it is somewhat expensive. So you need to have the vehicle insurance, and then you have to do annual what is it called, katsastus inspection, and then you have to pay the gas and then possible maintenance. Unfortunately, I don't have any numbers at the moment, but if there's anyone in the chat who may have, let me know. But I would say it's rather expensive. However, there's a pro tip, by the way. There is a service where you can rent out your car. It's like a Airbnb for cars, and it's actually a good service. We are using it regularly, or my girlfriend is using it because it's her car, and you can actually you can offset the costs with that quite well. The service is called Go More. Maybe I could quickly show that. So it's like an Airbnb for cars. And it works in English as well. Let me show you. Let me show you. So this is the service. There's actually another service, but this Go More is really good. You have it like it's mobile app, and it's very safe. All the people, all the users are verified, and their IDs are checked and everything. So if you have a car in Finland, you want to make some extra money, you don't need to use your car like every day. This is a good service because me and my girlfriend, we work remotely at the moment, and we use this service, and this is really nice. Daniel says insurances are expensive as hell, especially in the beginning. Yeah, I think so. Indian driving license can be exchanged here. Maybe that we actually covered this question last time. Maybe I can show the website quickly. Well, let me just show you because it doesn't take me that. So go to this website, exchanging a foreign driving license for a Finnish license. I'm gonna link this in the chat. Oh, that's a long link, but hopefully it will stay there. Oops, it didn't work. Just a second. Okay, ajokortti.fi. This website will tell you more about that. Let's see. Chris is also here. Moi Chris, thanks for the Instagram messages earlier. Renting an apartment in Finland, are security deposits usually required? Answer is yes. So it's either 1 to 3 months. By the way, I have explained this in the course. So because I know you're a student of mine in the course, so this is all covered there. But the answer is yes. The answer is yes, definitely. So it could be anything from 1 month to 3 months. 3 months is quite rare. 2 months is common. 1 month also doable. Question about getting the trucking into Finland. Unfortunately, I don't know because I'm not a trucker myself, so I don't really know. Getting the license and then finding a job. I guess that's pretty much it. Garrett asks, how do you talk with Finnish exchange student without annoying them? Okay, so if you are a student in Finland, I think you are in the best possible position to to meet Finns because the Finnish students are usually quite open-minded. They're young. They want to know about things and cultures. So I don't think there's no just by using common sense and also approaching as many people as possible. So that's what I would say. If you just apply, there's many blog posts and I think YouTube videos where which I have also made, like how to approach Finns. And if you just use the common sense from there, then you should be fine. Hello from Kosovo, good stuff. I haven't been to Kosovo yet. Let's take a next question from the forum. Okay, then the question was about the trucking, so we just answered that in the chat. That was from Delpi from Singapore. Good stuff. Next question is from Greg from the States. Good stuff. And the American nightmare is greater than Finnish dream. Okay, good stuff. And the question is ways to save good money. Okay, I think we covered this. I think I answered this in the chat already. But yeah, definitely the food is one where you can, like I used to go to lunch, buffet lunches at work, like when I was working at the office, and they cost €11 per lunch. And if I have 22 working days, so that's 220 just for lunches. Holy moly. But if I made something simple at home, thanks to Corona, the price per portion was maybe 250 or something. So that was a huge saving. What else? I mean, we talk about the rental thing and avoiding excessive dining outs. And the easiest way is just to track everything. So just open like Excel sheet or Google Sheets and track everything, because then you can easily find like, okay, is there anything that's costing too much? Where can I maybe save a little bit more? And then, because if you don't measure it, you cannot manage it. That's a good pro tip I could also. Maybe I'll do a video about that later. Let's take a next question from the forum from D from India, already working in Finland. An opportunities and great country was the spark of interest. And the question is, let's say I'm on an A-type residence permit based on my special expertise. If I lose my job, will I have to move out of Finland, or can I stay in Finland until my residence permit expires? Yes, I think that's how it works. So your permit isn't just removed if you lose your job. Though losing the job means I lost the grounds on the RP was issued, may not be immediately 2.3 months. I'm always hearing mixed comments. Again, I'm just a regular dude from Finland, so do your due diligence. But I mean, the residence permit has an expiry date, so it's valid until that date. That's how I believe it. That's how I believe it works. Dustin, thank you for the €2 super chat. Appreciate it. So if you want to support me and my beer fund, just kidding, there's just this super chat button below the chat, and you can donate some of your choice, but that's not necessary. Regular comments are also always possible or welcome. Next question is from Lily from Turkey. Merhabalar, nasılsın? And moving to Finland within a year for studying, and the band called Him was the spark for interest. Him is good. And the question is, do master students also get overalls? Answer is yes. So let me show you what the question is about. Student overalls Finland. So okay, this is a good photo. Let me just share this. So in Finland, if you plan to study here, bachelor or master's or an exchange student, I think also is okay. You will get this overalls, and yeah. So if you study in a university or a University of Applied Sciences, you will get these overalls, and this is like a student thing in Finland. They originally come from Sweden, and then Finns also thought, okay, this seems cool, and they kind of adopted it. And these are usually used in parties, like student parties. And you can also get these patches, as you can see on the photo. You can collect them. They are completely optional. And they are not used in classes or like a regular school days. But when this is student party, sometimes like at the nightclub, people actually go there wearing these overalls. I have also my own overalls. And definitely go get your overalls. They are like a really Finnish thing. They're a really big Finnish student culture. And there's even like a post. Okay, it's a little bit blurry. And each faculty and each field and each school has their own color. Cool, but yeah, this is kind of like a special thing. Let's see if there are anything else, any photos. And also, look who's here. Student Overalls Explained. So Oliver from Road to Finish has made a video about this topic. So make sure to check it out. Jason, $10 super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I will just wait the chat to catch up a little bit because sometimes when I go to the next question, then I see comments and follow-up questions to the topic which I just covered, and then I kind of have to go back and forth. Okay, but yeah, that's what's it about. Cynthia's, how are the current energy prices in Finland? So in Europe, we are facing energy crisis at the moment, and the price of electricity has gone up quite a bit. So things are a little bit expensive at the moment, but I believe they're going down in the spring, because winter is always a little bit tougher season always because it's colder. There's more need for electricity, and also the Olkiluoto 3 nuclear power plant was finally started after 12 years of construction, and that's also going to provide a little bit electricity into the power network. So it's a little bit expensive at the moment. So I wouldn't get a fixed term contract now because they're a little bit expensive. I would maybe get like this fixed fluctuating and then get the new one maybe in the spring. Okay, let's take a next question from the forums. From Daniel from Greece and Finland. Good stuff. Already living in Finland and because of remigration and Finnish descent. Awesome. And their introvert nature. I really like these honest answers. The question is, if I quit the job which I'm working now for 2 years before the summer, will I get paid holiday money plus whatever I have worked for that month? Okay, so this is about work. The answer is yes. So you will get basically so if you quit your job, there's usually well, it may depend on the job, of course, but there's usually a 2 weeks notice. So let's say if I would quit my job, so to say tomorrow, so that's the let's say 1st of February on Tuesday, then my work contract would officially be done on 15th, I believe. So you will get your salary from that time, including the notice, and also the holiday days that you have left. So you can choose to get them as money, or you can also keep the holidays during your notice. You can do it either way. So in Finland, if you work, you will generally speaking, you get 2 holiday days per month, or 2.5 holidays per month if you worked like for a certain time. It's a little bit complicated stuff. I'm not going to go too deep into that. But yeah, you get 2 holiday days a month or 2.5. And then you can choose to have those holiday days, usually during the holiday season. But if you get fired or you quit your job, you can also get those unused holiday days as money. That's also what I did when I quit my job in December to start doing this thing full time. Does Finland have a stock exchange? Yes, we have Nasdaq Helsinki. We have Nasdaq Helsinki is the Finnish stock exchange. Yes, it's not Nasdaq Helsinki is the stock exchange. Can you still get a sword and a top hat with your PhD? I think you can. It's like a Finnish thing. Let me just Google tohtorin miekka. Yes. Oops, I'm on the wrong tab. Just a second. Oh yeah, if you become a PhD, you get this sword and this top hat, as far as I know. But if you get that from in an engineering field, then I think you do not get that. That's just my hunch. I think I've heard it somewhere. But generally speaking, yes. Welcome WTF, welcome to Finland. Let's see. Thank you for the questions so far. Really glad that you're so active and being fantastic. That's always great. Next question from the chat. So just a quick reminder: if you want to get your questions answered, use the form in the description. It's like a anonymous form. You can send a question there, and I will go through those one by one. Next question is from Victor from Germany. Guten Abend aus Deutschland. Moving to Finland within a year, and for independent research, field and work. Amazing. And Lapland, spark of interest. Amazing. And the question is, can you get a driver's license without having to do the whole course? What are the tax categories in Finland? Okay, so this depends entirely whether you already have a driver's license. So because Victor is from Germany, he's from the EU, consequently, and if you have a EU driver's license, you can exchange that into a Finnish driver's license. You don't have to do the whole course. It's just like you just have to go through the place and do it there. And tax categories. Okay, I think this is something I need to check. Federal tax areas. This is not really tax rates on pay and pension. Just a second. Tax rate on benefits. Okay, I found something on Vero. I just need to quickly verify this. I think I found it here. Account of income. Tax rate on pay, tax rate on benefits. Okay, let me just show you. I'm not entirely sure, but this is from the official Vero again, so it cannot be too much wrong, right? So let me show you. So again, the Finnish tax administration has some info here. And again, so Vero has this tax calculator. I think we used this last week. You can use this to find the exact amount of taxes you can you will pay if you work in Finland. But let's see, this is deductions. Okay, let me just check. Okay, so here's an example. A person living between 15 and 17 and 52 lives in Helsinki, belongs to the church, because we have the church tax in Finland. But if you're a foreigner, you don't have to pay the church tax. Only receives one type of income and has received a tax card. Okay. Come on. Tax rate on pay, tax rate on benefits. Okay, not entirely sure, but this looks more like it should be. So 55. Okay, to be honest, I'm not really sure about these tables. They're probably correct, but it's a little bit convoluted how this thing is explained. Let's say tax on pay. So if you made 30K, you pay 3K on taxes. If you know this, I'm not entirely sure about these numbers, to be honest. But if you use the tax calculator, that's your best bet. So if you go here and use this, that was kind of weird, to be honest. Yeah, I don't want to confuse you guys too much, but sometimes we ran into these problems here. Hey Daniel, €5 for the beer fund. Tack för att lycka till med din resa på YouTube. Tack så mycket och tack för €5. Ha det så bra. Plenty of software development jobs. Yeah, Finland is, if you're a software guy or girl, I think you have a good chance. Good chances at least. Warrior Mage is also here. France, bigger country. Okay. Licenses from outside of the EU need to be exchanged within the first year. You don't need to take the test. Yeah, I also think that you don't need to take the test. But the Ajovarma website, which I showed, it has all the details laid out to you. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hold on, let me see. Okay, next question again from Greg from the States. And you did, Alex, you did spark the interest of Finland. That's amazing to hear. Question on the driver's license. You have to give your original license to Ajovarma for safekeeping. Does that mean that if you go back to visit your home country, you need to retrieve it, or you can use the Finnish license? That's a good question. To be honest, I don't know how it works, but it seems so. You exchange the license. Maybe if you leave Finland eventually, you could kind of get it back. But I don't know. That's actually a great question. But I think the Ajovarma website should have answers to that. I hope at least. Well, yeah, to be honest, I don't know. This is a very specific question, an interesting question. But if it says safekeeping, then but if you visit your home country, you can probably use the Finnish license there. I don't believe it has any problems, especially with the States. Within the EU, at least, I think the license sent to government. Yeah, I mean, in the EU, everything's pretty much, it's always easy in the EU. Maria's also here. Terve, Alexi, been a while, couldn't join sooner. Sorry, great soul, and damn, what a cool hat you have. Thanks, Maria. Yeah, I got this as a birthday, no, not birthday, Christmas present from my brother. And Greg follow-up, got an answer for FB group Americans in Finland. You can use the Finnish license drive in the US, but you beware that it takes many months between when you take your US license and when your Finnish license comes. Okay, good. Excellent. Next question from the form is from Mad Dog from France, and hasn't decided yet whether he wants to move to Finland or not. And a girl he met is the reason why things are going towards Finland. And the question is: I have a Scrum Master certificate in IT. Are there any jobs for English speakers there, and how easy are women there? Okay, because my main reason to move is there is that girl I vibe with at the moment, but we're not in a relationship at the moment. It feels like it XD. Okay, generally speaking, if you are IT professional, I think you have a good chance to get a job here. I've heard the term Scrum Master, but I don't have any hands-on experience on that. But generally speaking, IT IT jobs are English-speaking jobs as well. And about the women, it depends what you mean by easy. Like Finnish ladies are kind of strong, independent, equal, but they're pretty good partners, I believe, in my opinion. Hopefully that helps. So if things go south with that girl, don't worry, there's plenty of other ladies here as well. And we also need contribution because Finns are becoming extinct at this rate because there are more people dying than being born in Finland. So I think we need you guys and girls as well. Why not? Okay, that was a little bit sidetracked. Yeah, but yeah, Mad Dog. Hopefully that helped. Would you say that the Finnish education system remains as one of the best in the world or not, coming from America? I mean, if Finland can keep up the system, then sure. But for example, there are these PISA ratings, which is kind of like the international. Let's see, what is PISA stand for? PISA, the PISA tests program for international student assessment. Okay, and Finland used to kind of beat everyone by a huge margin, but now the gaps are closing because the other countries kind of catching up. And yeah, I mean, if Finland just kind of they look into new technologies, innovations when it comes down to teaching, definitely they can stay in the top, in my opinion. Next question is from Imad from India, living in Finland already for working and a Master of Science. And the question is, I'm searching for a beginner's triathlon training group in Turku, but unable to find any. Could you give any some just suggestions? Okay, in this case, if you have Facebook, join any of these like public Facebook groups. There's like a Turku. Let me just go to Facebook and let me see, because each city has this like own big Facebook group, and you could just type in the question there, like, "Hey, I'm just a second. I've just moved to Finland. I'm really much into triathlon. I'm just trying to find any if there's any training groups in Turku. I would like to join. Do you have any suggestions?" And if you just make this kind of post there, I'm sure there will be someone who will help. Another option you can do is to go to Reddit. So Reddit is this like a social media. This is actually a good tip for everyone. Just a second. Just a second. Come on. Just a second. Yes, this one. Okay. If you have any questions, whether it's specific or not, go to this subreddit. So Finland So Reddit is like known as the front page of the internet. There are these like sub channels. You can also create this like a account. It's not like Facebook where you have your photos and everything. And if you just post here, I'm sure someone will know something about your questions. Because I'm also reading this almost daily. And let's see if we could find a question here. Okay, so for example, someone has asked about BRCA test. It's a blood test that done to determine if you have mutations, and 5 comments. So there are people who actually know answers about this type of question. So if you just go here, make a post, whether it's what I mean, whatever type of question it is, you're most likely to get help. So our Finland, this is a good place also to find answers. Sometimes I don't know the answer to your questions, but if you go to places like our Finland or Facebook, to the big public, like a Tampere group, Helsinki has its own, Espoo probably has its own, and there's always someone who will help. Hopefully that helps. Thanks, Joe, for putting the Reddit link. Yeah, that definitely helps. Finland has changed so much since I was there in the 1980s for the better. Wow. Well, that's like 40 years ago. Good stuff. Is Finland good for MBA international students? Um, I don't know. I mean, you can definitely study an MBA, but it's always important to research a little bit about the job market and the prospects, because it can be that people get the master's degree and then they end up toilet cleaners in Finland. Okay, that's a little bit crude, but I have heard such stories. I don't want to like scare you too much, but it's. I just want to be realistic that make sure that you also study a little bit about the the job markets if you plan to study in Finland, and also start networking from the day one from when you come here. Good. Let's take the next question from the forms. Again, just a quick reminder, if you want to send your questions, use the form in the description. Next question is from Paras. That's good because Paras means the best in Finnish. Paras is also from India. We have lots of Indian fantastics here. That's great. Plan to move within 5 years for studying and education system and welfare are the sparks of interest. And the question is, as I have read on the internet that young Finns are not able to get a job in Finland, is it really true? And if it is, will it make more difficult for non-EU candidates to get a job in Finland? Okay, so we're continuing about the job stuff here. Well, it is true that in Finland we have unemployment, that even some Finns cannot get a job here. Well, it depends on many factors like the skill set, previous experience, education, and so on, language skills. And I mean, young Finns, they can definitely, there are these summer jobs that young people usually get, like students and these kind of things. And I mean, if you really want to get the job, okay, I'm speaking from a young Finns perspective. Uh, I think it is possible to get the job if you're really just to work hard and put the effort in it. And if you come from outside the EU, it's the same. Like if you have a skill set where there's need, and there's a need for that in Finland, like IT stuff. If you're an IT expert, professional, you come to Finland. There's many IT jobs here. Then it means that there are many employers who want to hire IT experts. But again, if it's, let's say, what could be maybe psychology teacher somewhere, if there's very few openings there of that, then it means that it would be really difficult to get a job. But I haven't heard of this young Finns are not able to. It also depends what it means, young Finns. I mean, yeah, if you, for example, study history at the university, what are the jobs prospect for having a master's degree in history in Finland? I don't know. Probably not so good. But if you get a software developer master's degree in Finland, I think it's just supply and demand. Unfortunately, that's how it works. There are some fields where there's much more demand than others. Unfortunately, that's how it works. Daniel asks recommends recommendations to do in Tampere. I have actually two very old videos about what to do in Tampere. I recommend to check out. If you just type in Alex himself Tampere, you should find the videos. Let's take one more question from the forum from Victor from Germany. Danke für die Fragen. And the question is, can you open an account in Osuuspankki in advance before moving to Finland with an address in another EU country? Okay, so if you want to open a bank account in Finland, you cannot open that before you actually come here. So you cannot do it online. That's kind of like I heard like in Germany you can do it online. Not sure if it's true, but I think I read it from somewhere. But yeah, unfortunately, you need to get yourself to Finland first. But the good news is that in the EU, there is like a rule or a law, whatever you want to call it, that if you have an address in an EU country, you are allowed to open a bank account in another EU country. So with the EU people, it's very easy. You just go to OP, Osuuspankki in this case, when you just get here and you can open the bank account. Luckily it's that simple. Unfortunately, if you come outside of the EU, there's a few obstacles there, but that's how it works. You cannot open it before you come here, but when you come here, you can open it. Guy asks, can you go over the differences between the supermarkets in Finland? Yeah. Okay, so there's three key players. There's Lidl, which is the German, the cheap one. Then there's K Group and S Group. Let's see what would be the easiest way to go over this. Just a second. Okay, maybe I'll just do some quick tips here. Okay, so we have few key players. So Prisma is the hypermarket. It's like this. It's like a groceries. It's like a supermarket and a department store combined. Prisma is good. We go to Prisma with my girlfriend, and then there's City Market. City Market. City Market is the hypermarket of K Group. Again, I don't know. There's not much big differences. Some say that K is the most expensive. Not really sure if it's true. And then there's Lidl. Lidl is the cheap chain from Germany, and they are like a grocery supermarket. They're not like hypermarket with like a department store for the most part. Lidl is the cheapest if you want to get your daily groceries, and if you have Lidl close, then you can do it. My advice is to try them all and see which suits you the best. And then there's smaller ones. It's S-market, kun se on vai mikä se on? S-market. S-market is like the supermarket. It's like a grocery store. So it's not like hypermarket. And then the convenience store is a Sale or Alepa in Alepa in Helsinki area or Sale is like the convenience one. This is the most expensive. Yes, this one. So I don't recommend to go to these convenience stores necessarily because they're the most expensive. So if you have a hypermarket or a supermarket in your area, go to those because they are less expensive. S Group has a good selection and prices between Lidl and Kesko. Yes, I think that's true. K Group is the most expensive, but they sell special things like imported stuff. Yeah, the downside of Lidl is that they have limited selection. Prisma has like a good selection as well. You have a girlfriend, Alex? Yes, I've had for like 2 years almost. Yeah, Tokmanni, that's a good point from Mariam. Tokmanni is a department store, so it's not for groceries. Okay, let's put it here as well. Tokmanni is another option. Yeah, so if you need to buy like some utensils, like frying pans or like carpets or these kind of things, you can also go to Tokmanni. You can also get them from hypermarkets, but Tokmanni is also good. Good option. Good stuff. Hopefully that helped. Let's see. So Lidl, S Group, K Group. Yeah, I think that's how it works. But yeah, like I said, try them all, see what fits you the best, and then go with that. When I moved here, I used to have lots of fun with the thematic weeks in Lidl. Good stuff. Good stuff. And talking about markets, the most expensive one, Herkku, but you can find many international stuff. Yeah. Herkku is this S Group store, but it has only food items. What about vegetarian, vegan alternatives? Like Finland is, I think, Finland is quite vegetarian, vegan friendly country. So all of these stores have usually quite good options for vegans and vegetarians. Unfortunately, I'm just a regular meat eater myself, so I cannot give any personal experience. But I have heard many good experiences, and you can see on the products whether they're vegan or vegetarian. Hi, Alex. I haven't noticed Finns with pets. Don't you like to have pets at home? Uh, I think Finns love pets. I mean, I see every day like Finns walking out with dogs. So I think Finland is very like a dog friendly country. Actually, I could also invite our dog to the show. Just a second. Hold on, let me just move. Okay, just a second. I need to activate the Noah cam. Tuoks tänne Noah? Niin. So this is our dog Noah. Say hello to Noah. Mitä sulle Noah kuuluu? Kuuluuko sulle hyvään? Yeah, this is all golden retriever. Like the good thing about Noah is that he never barks and he's just like funny and Lord. We like do this. Yeah, okay. Noah. No, niin, okay. Yeah, Noah understands Finnish commands because he's a Finnish dog and we have taught him Finnish commands. So yes, so Noah knows the commands definitely. He's a bit camera shy, but he's kind of social. He always talks to the other dogs and or like he approaches and socializes and Noah is 4.5 years, so he's still in his prime. My sister has a golden retriever. It gets very hot here, so she sits in the pool. Yeah, and Noah loves winter. He always like rolls in the snow and does this kind of like funny stuff. And okay, let me show you one more thing. So he always like parks himself like his back against mine because he wants to scratches. And then he just sits there with his Finnish smile and yeah. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me just close that one. Hey Daniel, for super sticker. I think I don't see the super sticker here because I'm using StreamYard, but I can check it afterwards. Thank you for the €5. Good stuff. Noah is so cute. Yeah, he's very cute. Maybe I should like create an own channel for Noah and create a comment about him as well. Send the super sticker as a thank you. Your videos helped me since I moved here. That's great. Fantastic. Chris Success, I like that name. Hi Alex, how is it people with low paying jobs like cleaning and delivery to obtain small loans from the bank? Are there any private loan companies in Finland aside from the banks? Yes, so with the like I told you earlier, the banks want to know your regular income. So if you have low income, then you probably cannot get such a big amount of loan. That's just how it works. And the Finnish banks, or at least the standard is that they do like this stress test, that if the interest would be 6%, and would you still be able to cover the loan payments in that kind of situation? It's quite unlikely, but it's still like a standard what they do. And in case you cannot pass the stress test, then most likely they don't give you the loan. And what is also important is not only the the income, but also your expenses. So if you have low income, but your expenses are also low, then and you can save a good chunk of of your money, then it's a good thing, obviously. So most likely that's how it goes. They are not really like there is one called, they are not really like these private loan companies in Finland, as far as I, unless aside from this hypotheekyhdistys. I can actually quickly show this to you as well. I haven't actually used this at all, but let me just hide this. So this is okay. They have this like briefly in English only, so I'm not really sure if it's going to be quite useful. But you get usually from the bank or hypotheekyhdistys. So basically, you have two choices. You can either try to ways to increase your income or lower your expenses. Yes. So that is the answer. Yeah, just like Joe mentioned, as long as you're yeah, that's how it works. Okay. Cool. Let me see if we had any questions. The forms is finished. Okay. So let me see if I missed anything. Okay. Maybe quick. Oh, okay. There's one more question. How much does it cost to own a dog with insurance, tax, maintenance, medical? Dogs can be also expensive, especially the vets can be like a pain in the ass. We have calculated the dog costs. Maybe I think I don't have them here, and I haven't looked in them into a while. But there's the dog food. Then you have to get the vaccinations at the beginning. Then you should definitely have like some sort of insurance, because the vets can cost like an arm and a leg. What else? But yeah, and it depends also the size of the dog. And of course, in the beginning, it's a little bit more expensive. But uh, I wonder how much, because I just have some rough ideas. But I guess 1,000 a year, maybe, calculating everything. Yeah, it's a little bit rough answer, but hopefully it gives you some idea about that. We've been streaming for 1.5 hours already. Wow, time flies. Time flies. By the way, quick question for you. What video? What kind of videos should you? Well, okay. Let's do a quick listen. Okay, what video ideas would you like me to cover in the future, like YouTube video ideas? Let me know, because I'm always trying to find ways how can I help and serve you better. So let me know, because I know I have already covered something, and some videos probably need some updating as well. But I'm always interested to hear what kind of questions, challenges, troubles you may have at the moment. And yeah, let me know in the chat. There's no right or wrong answers as well. Okay, meanwhile, okay, yeah, owning pets in Finland. I guess it makes sense. I think I have already written that down in my video ideas list, but good to know. Language practice and uimahallis. Okay, public swimming pools. Yeah, they're definitely good. And I think my plan. I may do some language learning related videos also, because it's always like a common challenge. Health insurance system in Finland. Okay, that's interesting. Which are good and bad areas to live in Tampere? Well, I don't think. Well, okay. From personal experience, Hervanta, where the technical university is, it's kind of cool. It has kind of like a reputation, but I think it's a decent area. The only problem is it's kind of far away. So I think anywhere in the close to the center is good. Public transportation videos I have done, but those are like few years old. Office culture. This is actually interesting. I have done something about this, but that's super old, like 3 years old or something. Metal culture. That's always cool. Kela benefits. Yeah. The thing is that we Finns don't have to necessarily use them that much or so often. I have, for example, only used the study benefit and the what is called asumistuki, like the living support when I was a student, and that's it. So I don't have any first-hand experience in myself about that. Foreigners living in Finland, interview them. Think would be fine. Why they land there. You got this. Yeah, that's a good idea. In fact, why not? How to make personal connections. That's also a great video idea. I have done like how to make friends with Finns, but that's kind of like an old video. That also needs more updating. Interviews with foreigners living here. Good idea. How to dress in Finland. Finland has quite free dressing culture, to be honest. Ways to spend weekends, event venues. I saw Lux Festival is a regular. Yeah, Lux is like an annual thing in January. That's actually, I think I need to write this down. Maybe because, well, there's a recording, so I can just pick this up when I see this. But these are all great ideas. Just a second. Okay, let's take a few last questions for this today's show, and then we can probably call it a day and enjoy or like get ready for the new week. It's 9 p.m. in the evening here in Finland. Maybe a video about the bigger cities. Each city a video. Yeah, this is something I do think every once in a while, but because they do require a little bit more like effort. But of course, I shouldn't just do like low effort videos, especially because I'm doing full time stuff. But I have never really profiled myself as like this, like a travel guide type of person. Like, but maybe at some point, if let's say if I get good like a partners and slash sponsors to do these kind of things, then it could be definitely maybe in the future. Preparing for interviews in the job market, ideas for cover letters. That's also good. New walking vlogs. I might do this walking live streams definitely. Tips for interviews, like culturally, what is expected, how to dress, how to answer. Another great idea. Could you do a walk on Seurasaari? I think I've done like a very old, like a live stream, walking live stream on Seurasaari. That's maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Greetings from Hämeenlinna. Good stuff. I have been to Hämeenlinna once. Excellent. And yeah, just a few quick reminder. I have, maybe I should also show my. I'm not sure if I've ever shown my website. I actually launched, published my website some time ago. It has kind of like all the basic things there. but I think I've never actually shown it to you. So alexhimself.com. So okay, well, it's yeah, okay, whatever. So that's a good place to start. If you just met me, you don't really know who I am. Go to my website. I have also some good resources and everything there. Uh, so alexhimself.com. Here you can find a little bit basic about stuff about me, how I started to do this. Then there's this like start here section. So uh, if you just come across my channel and you don't really know where to get started, I have some recommended content. Then I have a few this like a in-depth stuff. There's the Move to Finland replay masterclass, which I mentioned, a quick start to start, quick start guide to start learning Finnish. Also, how you can reach to me. I usually Instagram is the best way to get started, and then I have also some blogs, obviously, and then a few resources. I have also let's see. So here's for example some Finnish language resources. My spoken Finnish courses if you're getting started. Uh, some recommended apps, Word Dive, Duolingo, and then there's a few resources for people living in Finland as well, like Rescue Club I mentioned. City Shopper is also a good curve card, and then there's this Finnish baking magic cookbook. If you want to start making your own Finnish desserts, my buddy Varpo has made an excellent cookbook with uh, instructions and recipes, and then there's this audio book. But yeah, it's still kind of in the making, but it's already there, and trying to add some useful content there. And yeah, go check it out, alexhimself.com. I think there's no link in the description, probably should add it there. But yeah, here you can find some good info so to get started. I have also my merch store. Do I have the link should be in the description, spring.com. If you want to buy my fantastic mugs, and I have a few t-shirts there also in the description. And yeah, probably you should practice this this section of these streams, because I have some kind of these cool things, but I think I'm not promoting them enough. Thanks, Joe, for the link input here. Cooking with Varput, yeah, I think that would be fun to produce, because I'm a disaster in the kitchen. Like, yeah, you can ask my girlfriend how to raise children while in Finland. That's an interesting idea, very interesting. Hey, Alex, and thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, I have two. Well, maybe I can quickly show you, just in case you're wondering. So if you want to get started, if you're in very beginner steps in your Finnish studies, I have two courses. Like this is like a basics of spoken Finnish introduction. So that's like a very, if you're just getting started, you don't really know where to get, how to learn and what you should learn and stuff. So this introduction course is very good for that. And then I have this like a continuation course, beginner grammar and conversational skills, where I go a little bit more into grammar and also teach you useful conversational structures and vocabulary what you can use. And these are, by the way, all in spoken Finnish. So in case you're wondering, in Finnish we have this like a written Finnish and then spoken Finnish. So if you try to use the Finnish you learn in the textbooks in a conversation, then Finnish that comes a little bit like a unnatural and stiff, because you're not using the spoken Finnish. But I have those here, and then I have also this bundle where you get both of these courses for like a discounted price. And by the way, then I have also this Finland relocation rocket course. So in case you're moving to Finland soon and you're wondering about all the paperwork, finding apartments, bank accounts, money saving tips, all the kinds of things. So this is like a step-by-step guide for each step of the process. I have 40 plus people taking this course, and that can be also very useful for you if you want to start your life in Finland like a boss from the day one. Yeah, so those are worthwhile to check out. Thanks, Joe, again for the link mention here. Yeah, so go ahead and check out those. If you have any questions about any of the courses or anything what I'm offering, let me also know. The merch trolling also, yeah. I think I have alexhimself.com/merch should also work, but thanks, that's definitely should work. Let's take a few more mentions here. Let me just check that the okay form has been used altogether. I have heard that opening the bank account in Finland takes too long, approximately 2 months. Yes, this can be true, and it depends also on the bank, but and also the current situation, because the COVID has kind of like slowed down a lot of stuff. And but if you have if it's possible for you, have your DVV registration done, have your obviously your residence permit if you're outside the EU, and you don't need the Kela card, the social security card, and if you have the chance to get the Finnish ID from the police before the bank meeting, that's definitely going to speed things up quite a bit. Sometimes it's not possible, but yeah, the bank system is a little bit stiff, to be honest. I know I've heard the pains and problems. Terry, hyvää iltaa. Hyvää iltaa sinullekin. Tervetuloa. A supermarket round, how to use public transportation. Actually, I have done videos of both of these, but they are quite old. Definitely need some updating. I have done like how to do groceries like a pro in Finland. That's I was living in Tampere, so that's more like 4 years ago. Holy shit, time flies. Is this time to open a bank account a new thing? When I opened mine, I booked an appointment for the next day, and the card arrived a few days later. Yeah, for the EU people, it's a little bit easier. But if you come out of the EU, there can be all kinds of weird problems. But if you have your the personal identity code, most likely the DV registration done, optional, Finnish ID optional, then it's gonna be a little bit faster. Yeah, party like a Finn video. That's also a great idea. Definitely when the restrictions are lifted, this can be a great idea. I think I'm out of gas, and this live stream, I think it's a good opportunity to wrap up the stream. So I had a great time. Thanks for all the questions and comments. I hope you found some value from the answers from me and other fantastics in the chat. Special thanks to Joe for helping out and inserting the links and as well. And yeah, make sure to follow me on Instagram. So if you always want to reach out to me, Instagram is the best way to send me a DM. I try to always read and reply to everything, and check out my merch store if you want. Check out my website, and yeah, new videos coming next week again. So thank you again for being fantastic, and stay fantastic. See you next week. Bye bye.